Have you ever lost your sleep over 1,000 thoughts? I remember lying on bed but awake after a big presentation, replaying every detail in my mind. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. Over 73% of people struggle with overthinking at some point. But what if I told you that you could break free from this cycle? Today, we'll explore powerful insights from ancient philosophies, psychology, and neuroscience to help you regain control of your mind. Our goal today is clear: to find practical solutions for handling overthinking so you can reclaim your mental space and live more freely. Now, let's be real. With countless videos and articles out there promising to solve overthinking, it can be overwhelming to find effective solutions. You might have tried a few tips, but still feel stuck. It's frustrating when what's meant to help just adds to the noise. But here's the good news: in this video, we'll cut through the confusion. We'll explore actionable insights from Stoicism, Buddhism, and the Bhagavad Gita, alongside psychological techniques and the latest neuroscience. By the end, you'll not only understand overthinking better but also walk away with practical tools tailored to your life as a young adult. Together, we'll embark on this journey to master our minds, learn to navigate our thoughts, and ultimately find peace amidst the chaos. Let's dive in. First, let's define overthinking. It can be divided into two types: productive thinking and unproductive ruminating. Think of it like this: when you're studying for an exam, deep thinking is essential. But when you find yourself stuck on "what if I fail?" that's when overthinking takes over. Studies show that chronic overthinking is linked to anxiety and can mess with your sleep. In fact, around 62% of people have experienced sleepless nights due to racing thoughts. Understanding how overthinking works is the first step. Now, let's explore how ancient philosophies can guide us in managing these overwhelming thoughts. Philosophy offers timeless wisdom that can help us navigate life's ups and downs. It teaches us how to reflect on our thoughts, feelings, and actions. Let's start with Stoicism. This ancient philosophy teaches us to focus on what we can control. Imagine this: Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor, said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." This means instead of stressing about things like exam results or job interviews, we should concentrate on how we prepare for them. When I worry about failing an exam, I ask myself, what can I do today to prepare? This shifts my focus from panic to action. It's like having a game plan instead of just running in circles. Every morning, write down 3 things you can control today, like your attitude, effort, or how you respond to challenges. This simple habit can turn your stress into empowerment. So remember, Stoicism teaches us that while we can't control everything around us, we can control how we respond. By focusing on our actions and mindset, we empower ourselves to navigate life's uncertainties with confidence. Next up is Buddhism. The 4 Noble Truths teach us that suffering often comes from our attachments, like clinging to past mistakes or worrying about the future. The Buddha said, "The mind is everything. What you think, you become." Imagine you're stuck on a mistake you made in a conversation. The more you replay it in your mind, the more it bothers you. Instead, try this: picture your thoughts as clouds drifting by. Acknowledge them, but don't hold on. This helps you let go of unnecessary stress. Let's try a quick exercise. Take a deep breath in and out. Now, just notice any thoughts that come up without judging them. This practice helps you create space between you and your worries. Buddhism teaches us the power of mindfulness and detachment. By recognizing our thoughts without clinging to them, we can reduce suffering and enjoy the present moment more fully. Finally, let's look at the Bhagavad Gita. Krishna shares important wisdom: you have the right to perform your prescribed duties, but you are not entitled to the fruits of your actions. This means focus on your efforts, not just the outcomes. When I face a tough task, like preparing for a presentation, I remind myself to focus on what I can control, like practicing and preparing, rather than obsessing over whether I'll succeed. This keeps me grounded and less anxious. When you're faced with a challenge, ask yourself, what can I do right now to give my best effort? This helps you concentrate on the present, reducing worries about what might happen. The Gita encourages us to embrace our responsibilities and efforts without getting caught up in outcomes. By focusing on what we can do, we free ourselves from the pressure of expectations. Now, let's talk about psychology. Cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, helps us spot negative thought patterns, like when you catastrophize, thinking, "What if I fail?" When I catch myself spiraling into worst-case scenarios, I pause and ask, what evidence do I have for this thought? This helps me challenge those worries and ground myself in reality. CBT teaches us that our thoughts shape our feelings and actions. By changing how we think, we can change how we feel, breaking the cycle of overthinking. Let's look at the brain. When you overthink, your brain's default mode network is in overdrive, which can lead to stress. But here's the cool part, research shows mindfulness can actually change your brain structure, making you better at regulating emotions. Understanding how our brain works empowers us. By practicing mindfulness and self-awareness, we can reshape our neural pathways, reducing the impact of overthinking. Now, let's put it all together. Create a daily routine, start with a few minutes of mindfulness, think about what you can control, and end with journaling. Reflect on what you learned each day. Here are some prompts to help you. What is one challenge I face today? How can I approach it differently tomorrow? What am I grateful for today? Focusing on gratitude can shift your perspective from worries to positivity. By combining these techniques, mindfulness, focusing on efforts, and challenging negative thoughts, you create a robust toolkit to combat overthinking and foster a more positive mindset. Today, we've explored how philosophies like Stoicism, Buddhism, and the Bhagavad Gita, along with psychological strategies and neuroscience, can help us manage overthinking. Each perspective offers practical wisdom for everyday life. I've struggled with overthinking too, especially during stressful times. But applying these strategies has helped me find clarity and peace. Key takeaways. Focus on what you can control. Use Stoicism to empower your mindset. Practice mindfulness. Recognize and let go of thoughts without judgment, as taught by Buddhism. Embrace your efforts. Follow the Gita's wisdom by concentrating on your actions, not just outcomes. Negative thoughts. Use CBT techniques to reframe your thinking. Establish a daily routine. Incorporate mindfulness, journaling, and gratitude into your life. Remember, you're not alone in this journey. By embracing these insights and practices, you can take charge of your thoughts and live more freely. So, what will you do differently starting today? If you found this video helpful, hit that like button, subscribe for more content like this, and share your thoughts in the comments. What strategies do you use to combat overthinking? Let's help each other grow.